And with that, the 2024-2025 season has come to an end. The Vancouver Canucks, in an unspectacular 4-1 defeat at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, had themselves yet another non-memorable, non-redeemable, just overall slop of a game. And sure, there were saves. Sure, there were some goals. Sure, there were opportunities, and sure, the Canucks could have maybe converted on a bit more. But that's not the story of the game here. Nobody's going to be breaking this game down and diving into the ins and outs and what happened and the game dynamics and who played well and who didn't. I mean, we can talk about some of those things, but that's not the story. The story is the fact that the Vancouver Canucks are wrapping up what was an atrocious season compared to the standards and the expectations that we had for this team. In a vacuum, a season where a team finishes just outside the playoff picture looking in, a season where they had chances to really put a stranglehold on the postseason, but just kind of choked it away late. That's not the worst thing in the world. But for a Canucks team that was number 1 in the Pacific last year, that was 1 goal away within making the 3rd round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs last year, where they had the coach of the year, the defenseman of the year, a Lady Byng nominee, and a goaltender that was also nominated for the Vezina. After that season, where all the bars were raised, all the expectations were raised, everything was looking up for 24-25. Compared to all of those expectations, the Canucks totally failed in fostering a team that could progress forward from those expectations set last year. It was a backwards year. There were on-ice issues with players not being able to find the back of the net. There were off-ice issues of players not getting along too well with their teammates. And there were also issues of contracts, folks not getting traded, folks sticking around, and potentially leaving the team as unrestricted free agents. It was a total clusterbuck of a year. And I didn't use the word that will get me demonetized. Don't worry, YouTube, I'm not like that. But the Vancouver Canucks lose 4-1 against Vegas. Disappointing year, disappointing game. I'll admit, I did not watch the majority of this hockey game. I'd been saying it throughout the entire morning and afternoon that I had a very important meeting to attend to here in my city that began at 6:30 and extended past 9. So I was unfortunately not able to watch this Canucks game in its entirety. I was instead wistfully watching folks go out there and argue, put their sides out there, and debate the legitimacy and professionalism of the current organization that I support. But anyways, the Vancouver Canucks losing 4-1 in this game with Rick Tocchet giving the big side eye is just kinda indicative of how everything went. And the Vancouver Canucks season coming to an end here in this sort of a fashion. I mean, it makes sense. Vegas, they get Jack Eichel back. By the way, crazy that Jack Eichel was only announced to be coming back like just a little bit before the game began, thus invalidating me being able to start him in fantasy. Okay, I should really shut up about fantasy. There's literally 2 days left, 1 day left in the regular season. But Pius Suter gets things started 1-0 in the first period. It's off of a rebound chance, and he's able to really bury that puck on the backhand. Kevin Lankinen's making some saves. He's robbing Dorofeyev out in front. Ultimately, though, with minutes to go in the second period, Canucks up 1-0, it's Victor Olofsson from the Ovechkin spot who ends up one-timing the puck up and over the shoulder into the back of the net. Of course, though, Olofsson's left-handed shot, so he's not facing the same way that Ovi does when he takes the 1-T, just kind of drives it forward. Eventually, Dorofeyev makes it 2-1 in the third period. Then the puck gets tipped by the goaltender. It's Tolopilo making it 3-1. It's Jack Eichel, a tip out in front there, and then the empty net seals the deal. Cole Schwindt getting his first NHL goal to wrap things up 4-1. There was a goalie change in there. Lankinen out, Tolopilo in. I mean, okay, we can talk about, is he hurt? Is he this? Is he that? Tolopilo's getting more minutes and whatnot, but, it was good to see him get that experience, playing off against one of the best teams in the NHL and the best team in the Pacific Division here. But for Vancouver, essentially icing a lineup that was filled with Abbotsford players and a bunch of other main Vancouver Canucks dudes, this response, this game, this result, it's not really the worst thing in the world. There's only so much that Atiratu, Sasson, Linus Karlsson, Elias Pettersson, Kudryavtsev, and Mancini can do against a Vegas team that is really flexing their muscles before the Stanley Cup playoffs begin. Yeah, they choked away the lead, but what are you gonna do? Vancouver caps off this season with 25 goals out of Pius Suter. Nice to see that. I mean, who would have expected him to score as many as he did? Is he going to get paid in this offseason? Yes. The question is, though, which team is going to be the team that gives him that money? Will Vancouver look at Pius Suter and say, yeah, that's a guy that we think can achieve what he had just achieved consistently for years on end, so we'll re-sign him to a multi-year deal? For Brock Besser, he came into this game, everybody was saying, it's his last game as a Vancouver Canuck. This is the end for Brock Besser. And even in the thumbnail, we've got Brock and Ben Hutton having a nice little chuckle there. Of course, Ben Hutton, former Vancouver Canuck, former Rookie of the Year for the Vancouver Canucks all those moons ago. Ben Hutton is a Stanley Cup champion, too, if you didn't already recognize that. That's crazy to hear about, but he is a mainstay part of that Vegas Golden Knights organization that was able to get his name on the cup because he played 41 games in 23-24 with the team. Ultimately, though, this is probably the most anticlimactic yet cathartic way to think about the Vancouver Canucks season. They just lost another one, but now we just gotta sit back, relax, and enjoy all the other Canadian teams that ended up making the playoffs. Spoiler alert, there were like 5 of them. And if you're a Canucks fan who's gonna be sitting out there cheering for other Canadian teams like me, I'm gonna be cheering for Montreal, of course. Don't think they're gonna go too far, but still, who knows if a miracle run like 2021 is possible. Or if you're a Canucks fan that is just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy and hope that Edmonton gets eliminated quickly. You hope that Winnipeg gets eliminated quickly. You're a Jason Bruff and you want to see the only Canadian team you care about lift the Stanley Cup before all the others. That's totally fair too. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this. The Vancouver Canucks season has come to an end, but that doesn't mean we still can't have talks as to what's going to happen next, because that is the really interesting part for this calendar year. At least, as far as it relates to the Vancouver Canucks. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this 4-1 loss at the hands of the Golden Knights. What are your thoughts on how the season went? What are your thoughts on how this game went? Who stood out to you? Who didn't? Kiefer Sherwood, who knows if he's going to get as many goals as he did next year? Who knows if he's going to one-up himself in terms of the hit record? Is that even possible? Nobody knows. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And bye.